Welcome back to the channel. My name is Abel and we are back with Football Manager 2021 and Eastern Resurgence 2 with Steaua Bucharest. Right, update on the series. Basically, I have had to restart it because I got to a point about 4 games in, about a week before the date we're at now, and it consistently crashed. Every time that I opened it, I'd play the match, and as soon as I'd try and go to the next day, it would crash every time without fail. So I tried restarting the save. I tried reloading a previous version of the save from an earlier date. Same thing was happening. So there clearly was a problem with something that I had loaded in that database. Now, I think it was the league below ours. I think it was the Romanian 4th League, because someone in the comments for that database also had a problem with that league. But it seems like the problem is with the league below us. So what I've done is I've loaded the other database that I found. I could have gone back and used the one that I was using previously and just not added the 4th tier, but I didn't want to run the risk of that not working again. So instead, I've gone with the other one, which is made by FMRo. I'll leave the link to both in the description, because I'm sure there's other leagues in that mega pack that are absolutely fine. It may have just been that one league. But anyway, yeah, we've loaded a new save, so things are going to be different. So the regens in my under-19s are different. They're worse. They're much worse, believe me. And also I've had to hire some different staff members, because some of the staff members are regens and they've got different names. The fixtures are different, so I've been playing different teams. Today we're facing FCSB 2. That is our league game today. So yeah, there have been a few changes, and I'll run you through what we've done so far, the matches we've played, the signings we've made as well, because we are past the transfer deadline now. I've brought in a few players. So yeah, I'll go through everything that we've done so far. I'll keep you up to date, and then we'll crack on from here as if nothing's ever happened, hopefully. And hopefully there won't be another instance of the game crashing over and over again. I have gone ahead and simulated ahead a few months just to see if there's another problem, and it seems to be fine. So I've come back to this point. I just holidayed till like the end of the year just to see if it would work, and it seems fine. So we're back, and hopefully this will be the last of the issues with this series. I didn't want to abandon it because I've been looking forward to this for so long, and I spent so much time on like the intro and other bits and pieces just looking forward to this. So for it to fall apart after episode 2 would have been tragic. So yeah, let's get you up to speed, shall we? So these are the matches that were played so far, and the difference with the friendlies is that instead of me taking charge, they all went to my assistant. We won most of them. So in the cup, we did get through rounds 1 and 2. And then in the 3rd round, we drew Unireas Lobozia, who are a side in the 2nd tier. That one was a bit unfair, if you ask me, because we lost 4-1. We were 4-0 down, got a consolation goal. Basically, if you take on a side in the 2nd tier, or you're a 2nd tier side yourself, then the rules change slightly in terms of registration. Once you get to that point, you have to have at least one under 18 player trained by a club in Romania for 3 years in your starting 11. We didn't have that. So we had to basically field one player that was, you know, one of the grey players that don't really exist, like a fake player. So effectively, we were playing with 10 men for the whole match there. We lost 4-1. That was a shame because we literally didn't have an eligible player for that. So there was nothing I could have done about that. We didn't have anyone that could have done that. And because of that as well, the board are unhappy that we didn't get to round 5, which is where we were expected to get to. But we got through rounds 1 and 2. As you can see, the scores and the results haven't been especially interesting. Lots of 1-0s. So in the league so far, we've got a 1-0 win against Progress or Spartak. And this was our first game of the season at home. We had 1 shot on target, which we scored with. That came from Antonio Vlad, a player that is no longer with us. He was on loan from Vitorial and suffered a damaged spine, keeping him out for a few months. So we've terminated that loan. He's gone back to his parent club. Against Concordia, it was another 1-0 win. We played better in this one, but still only managed 1 goal. That came from Razdan. We suffered a 1-0 home defeat against Dinamo Bucharest 2. We had the ball in the net early on, but it was ruled out because of offside, and Sherban scored for the away team. I think it was a free kick, I might be wrong. I'm not going to show goals for these, but from next episode I will start showing goals again. We're just using this to try and get people caught up. And then our last game we played was a 2-1 home win against Rapid Bucharest 2. Much more entertaining game, this one. You know, chances for both sides. They didn't have a lot of shots, Rapid, but they did equalise with a penalty. Toma scoring that. Bajinaru and Zaharia scoring the goals for us. We've got an 84th minute winner there, so a bit more of an entertaining match. But yeah, I just got through the matches, and you know that brings you up to date on the fixtures. And today on camera we're going to be facing FCSB 2. Now onto the subject of transfers. If you remember Robert Elick from last episode, he had to retire due to a cruciate injury at 32. Didn't happen this time around. Of course, injuries aren't going to be the same because it's a brand new save, but he has left the club for no money. So it's a player that we don't have. We didn't get any money from it because it's a free transfer. He's gone to Odderhu. That might be completely wrong. So it doesn't really affect us financially. It's just the fact that he's not injured. He's just moved clubs. We have brought in 4 new players. We'll start off with a goalkeeper, Stefan Bordino. Bordino? I don't know. We'll work out pronunciations. He was a free transfer, young goalkeeper, £100 a week. Looks decent and got a bit of a future. We did have some other goalkeepers that I didn't think were going to be much good. So one is on the transfer list, but he's still with us. And the other one that was on loan wasn't quite good enough, so we've terminated that loan. Yonu Aspas is an 18-year-old striker that we've signed on a free transfer. Last played for Progressul. He was on loan from Academica Gica Popescu. I'm going to have to work on pronunciation because it's really bad. He's got 3-star current ability and he's got potential. He's a decent young striker. Physicals are pretty good for this level. Some good mentals in there. Good finishing. Decent heading as well. And he's 6'3". So hopefully a good striker there. We have another striker, 18. Good potential, but not quite as good as our 18-year-old. Julian Masonianu. We're going to go with that. I'll work on it, I'm sure. Again, finishing and heading, not too bad at 11. Mentals is good teamwork, decent work rate. And physically, again, pretty well balanced. So if all the physicals are in like double figures, or most of them are in double figures, I'm pretty satisfied with that. So yeah, a young striker might get some game time here and there, but we'll see. Our last signing is Andrei Trashku, who's a 23-year-old centre-back. 5'10", but good marking and good tackling. Not as good in the air, and his jumping reach isn't too good, so you know he's not going to be too helpful in set pieces, but hopefully like one-on-one tackles and stuff he can be good. He's brave, he's fairly quick, he's fairly strong, so yeah, that's him. One area I think we didn't quite manage to improve was in central midfield, but I went with those signings because of the players that we'd lost. Because not only have we had those players leave, as I said, but we've also had some injuries. Most notably, our star striker, Bogdan Cipiliu, was going to miss a few months with a knee injury. He's got a few weeks before he comes back, but that was a long-term injury of about 4 months, something like that, 3-4 months. So yeah, he's out for a while. And yeah, we haven't really... He's our best striker. So, you know, at the moment we've had to play Antohi up top, which is part of the reason that we've signed Aspas. Sorry, not Aspas. Getting bad memories of bad Liverpool strikers. I think we're all up to date. So let's get on with the series. And FCSB 2 is today's match. We're going to struggle to get anything from this because they are one of the favourites to finish like top. You know, they can't get promoted, I don't think, because they're a reserve team. But let's see if we can get a result that we want here. Okay, I'm going to go for a quick pick and see what it gives us. So I think we probably could have done with another right back as well, because that's one of the players that we lost, that long-term injury. We made some improvements, but there's still some things that we need to work on. I don't know if we can still sign free agents or not. I'll have to have a look into that. But if we can, we'll try and get some more players in. Okay, so this is the team we're going to go with today. Mushat will be in goal. We've got a back four of Ilie Becha, Wallace and Kalin Charu, Pashanel and Mihaisku behind Nitu, Enciano and Razdan out wide, Ispas up front. Going to be a tough one this, away against FCSB, but let's see if we can get a result. And I think we're up to date. If I've missed something, then do tell me. But, you know, I've done what I can. There's nothing else I can really do. So, you know, it's either that or it's abandon the series, and I didn't want to do that. So, I think this is the best compromise we can get. Like, I've lost some key players, so I guess that's my punishment. But we'll see. I say the matches so far haven't been especially entertaining, and hopefully once we can build up our squad a bit more, it will start getting a bit better, because we haven't been playing amazing football recently. You know, we're getting some points on the board. We've only lost one game. So that's all right. But yeah, it's just not going especially well at the moment in terms of, you know, good football. We've had 45 minutes in this game. There hasn't been a single highlight to talk about. So that's exactly what I mean. It's just been boring. I guess it's the quality of the league. And, you know, the sooner we get out of this league, the better. But half-time, 0-0 is a good scoreline in this game because they are clear favourites for this. So we're going to keep things as it is. I think they've got more possession. But let's try and fire them up and get a goal. We might actually benefit from going a bit more counter-attacking with this game, as FCSB do have a free kick here. It's Pandele, and it goes through everyone and into the goal, because of course it does. So it's 1-0, and the first highlight of the game, 5 minutes into the second half, and it's a goal for Pandele Popescu with the free kick. So yeah, first goal of the game, first highlight of the game, and the shot just went through absolutely everybody. Right, change is coming in. Ispas has had nothing to do, so Antohi's going to come on. We'll go pressing forward. Razdan's also going to come on. We're going to bring on Bajanari for the left and move Enciano to the right. But we haven't had a shot on target yet. We're approaching the last sort of 15 minutes or so of the game. We're going very attacking to try and get something. We have a free kick. The lights are in the way. That's always handy. Bajanari with it. And it's Wallace at the far post, and it's over. That's the first chance we've really had. That's what I mean. Just not good enough football. And it's a 1-0 loss with... There was 1 or 2 highlights in that game, and that was it. It was pretty poor. And yeah, the sooner we get out of this league, the better. The sooner we get our performances up, the better. Because at the moment, it's just not really entertaining. That's always the danger in the early stages of these series, is that your team is rubbish and there's nothing you can do about it, because we have very little money. We have like a little bit in the transfer budget, and we have some wage budget, but no one wants to join us. You know, we can only really afford to give people like 100, 150 pounds a week, and people want more than that. You're going to struggle to get players that want that little money, and we're professionals, so it's not like we can offer non-contracts either. But if we can still make free transfers, I'll try and do that and try and improve like the overall quality of the side, because at the moment midfield does need a bit of quality in there, because we don't have that. Like we don't have good enough midfielders. Defensively, I think we're okay. And I think, you know, Chipila's a good striker, but he's injured. I think that has really affected our form early on. You know, we've got some wins, we've got some points, but, you know, we're getting 1 goal a game. We've only once scored more than 1 goal in a competitive match. So, obviously, we haven't got as much quality up front. Midfield needs some work. So, you know, as the biggest areas of the side, really, if you haven't got a good enough striker, you're not going to score goals. And if you haven't got a good enough midfield, you're not going to create chances. It's been a good start. You know, we're in 5th place. So as it stands, with those 3 teams ahead of us being reserve teams, that would be enough. And that would be enough to actually get us into those playoffs, because I don't think reserve sides can get promoted from this division. So yeah, as things stand, we've got some points under our belt. The football hasn't been good, but it's been good enough that we can get some points. Defensively, I think we're pretty good. So we've got that at least. We do have a winter break as well, I've just noticed. We don't have any games for December, January or February. So we'll try and navigate that as best we can. And of course, I think we're going to be facing every team twice. And then I don't know how things are going to go once we get to the playoffs, because I'm not sure how it will work. Because there was no relegation last season because of COVID, there's 100 teams. There's 10 leagues of 10 teams. So I'm not sure how the playoffs will work, but I'm interested to find out. But we do have a winter break after November, so I'm not sure when we'll come back. If we do maybe Balotesti, and then I don't know, maybe we come back for Dinamo after the winter break. We'll do something like that. I'll work things out. I'll have a think about it, because I'm not really sure what to do, how to navigate that winter break, because it's not often you actually get them. Not in my series anyway. Usually we stay in England, or we're in somewhere where it's not as cold. So winter breaks aren't really a thing. We'll have a think about where we're going to meet up next. And yeah, hopefully we get some more points. Hopefully the football will be a bit better. And I'll try and get some signings in if I can. But so far, we're doing all right. And, you know, hopefully the football will start to come with it. But at the moment, we're getting some points on the board, so that's good. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching. I know it's been a bit of a mess, because I've essentially had to restart the save. And, you know, basically the first 2 episodes now are irrelevant, because, well, the second episode is, because it was a game in a save that doesn't exist anymore. But the first episode had the history package, and it had, you know, stuff about the club. So, you know, I'm going to keep them up just for that. And I guess this is like the start of, I don't even know what to call it. It's still the same series, it's just a different save. But yeah, it's a shame that the other one didn't work out. I will still leave a link to the database in the description for this database and for that one, even though it didn't particularly work for me. But that, you know, as I said, that database has leagues for almost every country in the world. So, you know, okay, Romania's 4th league didn't work, but that's not to say that the Uzbekistan league's going to work, or wherever the hell you want to manage. So I'll leave it in the description, and, you know, hopefully things are fixed. and hopefully someone else can use it in the future. But that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, drop a like, leave comments if you haven't done so already, or if you're new, do subscribe and turn on notifications. We're going to get some more points off camera, we're going to play some good football, and we'll come back sort of November time. For now, thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.